Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. I'm Brogan and I am with Mike.
Hello and welcome back. It is Saturday the 9th, is it?
Yeah.
Saturday the 9th.
8th. Oh, wow.
Saturday the 8th. 8th or 9th?
I'm not.
I don't know. We don't know, but it's a
9th,
Saturday. It's a Saturday. That's all that matters. I am back with Hollywood over there in the corner, the attractive one, the next Brad Pitt, some people have called him.
A lot of people actually.
A lot of people. Most people, in fact. Most
actually.
people, in fact, have called you the next Brad Pitt. So, on today's show, it's a different show because Hollywood is here. Holliday is here. Hollywood is here.
I would love one.
I would love one as well. I'm so tired. We're going to be covering MATIC. We're going to do a project review on MATIC. As we all know what it is, but some of you might not know a lot about MATIC. We're going to take a look at the project, the bullish news, the price action, and then Brogan's going to give us some predictions on prices, all being well. Then we're going to have a quick chat about topic again today.
Did you tell me? Did you tell me?
I did tell you the topic of the day. The topic of the day is: should you listen to celebrities when they endorse crypto products?
That's the one.
That's that one. And then after that, we have two more lots of TA. We're going to take a look at ADA, which is the stable coin formerly known as ADA, because we've been stuck at 25 cents now for about the last 2 weeks. Then we'll look at PEPE. And I'm going to feel really vindicated during that. And I'm going to tell you why. Then we've got a few bits of news about a man rooting through trash for his lost Bitcoin. We're going to look at trash to treasure, you could say, or maybe just trash, because
no, it's going to be trash. No, we're talking about this, around the blockchain. They're falling off, all right? They're doing it. This article. Well, it was an article about the. Well, we'll get into it. But they drew this conversation out for ages I think we're gonna leave it for about 30 seconds.
This is going to be a case of he needs a clip round the ear and he needs to be told to go back to work.
Yep.
Then we're going to look at a wallet that's been hacked or a ID that's been hacked.
Oh, LastPass thing.
Yeah. And then
I've been hacked so many times. I swear.
It does. It happens all the time. And then we're going to do the chicken quiz. If you don't know what the chicken quiz is,
I'm new to this as well.
Brogan's new to this as well. We're going to go through the rules at the end. So in about 50 minutes time, we're going to do the chicken quiz, which, believe it or not, has nothing to do with chickens.
A lot about quizzes,
isn't it? It's a lot for an hour, really.
We're packing a punch.
Do you know what I think people need to do?
What do they need to do?
Wherever you are, wherever you're watching, whatever you're doing right now, press the follow, press the like, press...
We've got our quip though for this. We've got our little gimmick. Press everything other than the leave button.
That's right. Press everything other than the off button, and then you'll get to see us. We stream every single day. On some places we stream 3 or 4 times a week. Other places we stream every single day. We're getting better at not mentioning names though, aren't we?
No, not me. No. Where should you start? Brad Pitt getting old, you have a chance. Well, no, I don't think. I think I have more than a chance. I think I'm already there. You know, I'm not going to say too much about that, but you know,
that
Brad Pitt's getting old, so I have a chance.
It's true. You do have a chance. You have a chance. Well, what you're going to do now is hopefully...
Let's go on to us.
You're going to do the markets, aren't you?
Is it a black screen? Let me change the thing on. The professionals. Might believe it.
We are professionals. I'm just updating all of bits. So the menu's updated, you'll be glad.
Wow. Okay.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, actually. Let's read some comments. Christopher, hello, welcome back. Hi from UAE. Hello. So glad to see you again. UAEM, good morning. A lot of people saying hi. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome back.
Let's get into the market cap. And we're going to have to do the boring part first, that's okay. Because I'm looking at the bottom, I'm seeing a lot of red, I'm very excited to read it.
He always likes to call it the boring part. It's the exciting part for me. It's the highlight of my day. Knowing the price of Bitcoin is the highlight of my day.
No, that's exciting a bit more, but the dominance, the market cap, that. But I'm talking about people who are losing.
All right, let's do a quick fire. What's the 24-hour volume?
20.33 billion.
Rubbish. Is Bitcoin 48.4% dominance?
48.3. It's basically the same. Last stream, it was the same thing.
And are we at 1.04 or 1.05 trillion?
1.04.
It's not changed, has it?
And 18.8 Ethereum, which was 0.1 change. Dominance, I think, is also a 0.1 change since I last read it. So there's actually no point.
It's like it's either watching grass grow or paint dry, isn't it? At the moment. Right, so what's the exciting? What's gained and lost in the last 24 hours?
We'll do gainers, but there's so many losing that I can't wait. I'm doing 30 day because it's more exciting.
No, do 24 hour because that's the important one. Yeah, but the 24 hour leads into one of your TAs that you're going to do today.
That's
it
the
does.
Thing, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It's not listed.
30 day. It is. It's at the very bottom. At 2%.
I thought PEPE was down 35% today.
Yeah, in 30 day.
I thought it was down 35% today.
No. It was 30 day, and you're like, oh my god, the 24 hour is down. It's 30, that's why I want to do 30 day. Fine, we'll do 24 hour quickly. Stella, KuCoin. Oh, that person's token. I don't care anymore. You know what? It's fine. Lido, yeah, I'm going 30 day. It's too late, you can't stop me. 4chain, 51.9%. Crazy.
Is that up?
Yes, up. Toncoin. Tron. Yeah, okay, it's falling down now. Anyways. Here we go. PEPE, 37%. Gala, 31. Uniswap, 29.
You know what the interesting thing about
ApeCoin.
You know did you say ApeCoin?
Yeah, it's down 27. Litecoin's down 25.
Can I just point something out?
Yeah.
The last 2 consecutive Saturdays where we've had conversations about TA and we've tried to be bullish on coins, 2 of the last 3 weeks have been ApeCoin and Gala. Now the reason is they are cratering, aren't they? They can't really go much lower. You're going to do PEPE after, I know, but ApeCoin, other side fell to pieces. So there's a bit of negative news there. But that's when there's negative news, when there's blood in the streets, that's the time you're supposed to buy. So is that the markets over and done with?
Yeah. Xander, hi, Mike. Hello, Xander. Welcome to see you. I'm glad you're here too. Nice to see regular names, and that's what's nice. I know there's the certain user, then a little like random number and letter.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to see people who have names and then
absolutely.
See them multiple times. Nice to see them.
Absolutely. So now we're going to move on to let me update the menu. So I'll do the intro if you want while you're getting everything ready.
Yeah.
So every week we pick a project to do a bit of a deep dive on, and normally we take a look at the same things. We take a look at what the project is about, what chain it's on, what utility it has. We look at the tokenomics, and then we do.
I'm right far away.
And then we do the TA. I don't know how I get through these streams with them, without throttling you. It's like having Homer and Bart Simpson in the same room.
I just drank water, and
it really is
moisture on my extremities.
It really is. It's just like having a noisy hamster in the corner. The Hollywood hamster. Maybe that can be your new nickname from now on. Anyway, so we're going to go through the utility. We're going to look at the tokenomics. We're going to look at the TA of MATIC, and that's where Hollywood takes over and shines.
Oops. Take
it away, Hollywood.
Laptop back.
Knock it out of the park, and I can have my 40 winks in the corner.
The value layer of the internet. Fundamental protocol that allows anyone to create and exchange value powered by zero knowledge technology, which is good because it costs a lot less. It wraps it up. So this is built on Ethereum. It's like a layer 2, right? On top of a it kind of wraps up all the going-ons.
Yeah, it's the layer 2, wraps up all the transactions, puts them onto Ethereum, which is the layer 1. So Polygon sits on top of Ethereum.
Yeah. So because like Ethereum's a big like I don't know, finance platform, but it's a big blockchain. I'm just gonna call it that. That's fine. Because you've got all the NFTs, you've got all the functionalities. So it was really adopted as the functional.
And what was it meant to do? There are the 3 elements of a network. The triumvirate, isn't there? Security, speed, and decentralization. And in any big blockchain, the speed is the one that suffers, because of course you need security and you need decentralization. So Polygon was born out of the requirement to help Ethereum process transactions.
Yeah. So like on a technical level, without even looking at what we're about to look at, you can already see how this is destined to work, because of the fact that it's built on top of a platform which is completely adopted as the functional blockchain.
The computer of the blockchain computer.
It's got all the fun aspects, like the NFTs, or the games, or
DeFi.
Yeah, all that
DeFi,
is all on Ethereum. So having it on Polygon, which basically it runs on the same ecosystem, just makes things cheaper and faster. I don't see how it could go wrong. But anyway, let's go on to it. And they've got their own chain development kit, which is nice. It's for developers to allow for even more, because that's the future realistically. Making it as easy as possible to build and grow on your blockchain is just, I don't see how that is a negative thing, because it just allows it to live on forever. But anyway, I'm trying to find the interesting parts, which are the people. It's at the bottom, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sandeep is he's like the Vitalik Buterin of Polygon.
Right.
He's the #1 guy. They've got billions to invest in projects, in building things out, whatever. So we don't need to look too much depth at it. We've got an idea of what it is now.
Yeah, I try to look. There's surely a page which talks about the partnerships. They're the partner of a lot of people.
That's in the article. That was why I gave you the article. You've read thoroughly.
Yeah.
So
let's go to the article then.
Should we move on to the article that talks about all these partnerships?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I'm going to tell you, because you've read it, and I know you've read it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's a very long article, and all the partnerships are at the end. But you know that anyway, because you've read the article and done thorough research on MATIC for today's show.
So, Tariq, yeah, hi Mike. Hello, Tariq. Someone said, I think he's owner of Clash of Clans. I don't know what was that in reference to. I don't know who. If you could give more context, thank you very much. Anyway, that's the look. Okay, just continue. Fun. Polygon and major brands, catalysts for Web3's mass adoption. Absolutely. Positioned as Ethereum's scaling remedy, Polygon's strategic prowess has eased Ethereum's transaction congestion and sparked a wave of major global brands' interest. Growth of the Polygon ecosystem. Initially, Polygon focused on decentralized finance solutions such as decentralized exchanges, carving a niche in the. Some people say niche. I don't get that. That's for in the financial world, but
it's an American thing, isn't it?
Yeah, niche.
Niche. It's like you know what? And the other word that they say that I can just never get my head around. Don't say aliens.
What do they say?
Aliens.
Hey?
Yeah, it's just mental. Not all
Aluminum
Americans. Not all Americans.
Yeah.
Call them aliens. I'm like, aliens is a bank in Germany, isn't it?
I get that. They've got some interesting enunciations of things. I'm trying to find the interesting part.
Here we go.
Here we go. Major brand collaborations in focus. Delving deeper into the fabric of these collaborations, several stand out. Dot Swoosh by Nike. Nike's foray into Web3 is captured in Dot Swoosh. This platform introduces Polygon-based NFT products, including soul-bound NFTs of sneakers, redeemable for their physical counterparts. This transformative endeavor embraces the evolution of digital fashion and accessories within Web3 gaming.
Yep.
Fire Drops by Flipkart.
Who?
No idea. So it's a loyalty program through gamification, integrating NFT technology. Right, okay, so you know how they said, oh yeah, in Starbucks, right? You got this NFT which you could like build upon. Yeah, right, so I think it's something like that. Oh, Starbucks Odyssey. How convenient. The coffee giant collaborates with Polygon to craft Starbucks Odyssey, pioneering Web3 experience powered by Polygon's low fees and high-speed transactions. Starbucks rewards members in the United States earn non-fungible token collectible stamps, redefining the contour of loyalty programs. Wasn't the main focus of it to teach the history instead of it actually really being a loyalty program?
Yeah, I mean, they've done so many different ones. They've got these aprons. So you can get like a 1960s Starbucks apron. Whoopie-doo, right? But
I love Starbucks. And
the thing I like, well, they also had the other one where if you were a certain coffee drinker, you got NFTs to get special recipes, and that really appeals to me.
Yeah, that's more interesting because then it's like a building upon. It's like a measurable building upon your relationship with Starbucks. Like, okay, I've gone so many times now, I can get these special drinks, which not a lot of people can get, or whatever.
Exactly. You want exclusivity, because inclusivity, as we're seeing, isn't helping or benefiting society. So exclusivity, where you're rewarded for your loyalty and your custom, that's always the future. And you can't build on Ethereum because it's just so expensive. But it's like, Polygon is Ethereum's equivalent of the Lightning Network in respects of Bitcoin. So you don't transact on the Bitcoin blockchain, you transact on the Lightning Network. And if you want to really transact, why Polygon?
Because you've got all these gas fees and stuff. Like, why would someone willingly want to go? Yes, I want to spend $50.
Yeah.
No, you want to get. You don't want to spend all this money just for gas fees and
exactly.
Operation costs. You want to go? Okay, I just want to spend. I mean, it just makes sense.
You want cheap, quick, easy.
Yeah.
What you want. So, any other collaborations worthy of a mention?
Reddit avatars were very good. Etihad Airways, I'm not going to bother with that one. MasterCard Artist Accelerator.
Yep.
Cool. That's pretty much it.
Plenty of them. So, before we get onto the charts and all that kind of nonsense. So, it's a layer 2, sits on top of Ethereum, solves the speed of transactions problem. All the major partners that are anybody are using Polygon rather than going directly through to Ethereum. So, it has use, it has utility, it's already built out. So, is this a project that's going to be here in 5 years' time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Now, so far, our track record is Gala, ApeCoin, and we've said they'll be here 5 years' time. I don't know if they'll be here in 5 weeks' time, let alone 5 months' time. But Polygon for us is a surefire winner.
Yeah.
So if you go to CoinMarketCap.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So the other TA, I drew and know everything about. Okay, I was confused. I couldn't find the point control lines. I was going all the way back and I couldn't find it.
Don't worry about that.
Let me go out. Okay.
Right, so we're still on the token. Okay. So, what are the tokenomics? What's the max? I know.
We need core market cap. Interesting.
Yeah, we do. I put that in the list. On the list of things, but you know this anyway because you've done thorough research.
Yeah, but it wasn't within the Polygon area. It was kind of just a thing, like loose,
So MATIC is a top 20 coin. Okay. We already know that, and it has a max supply of 10 billion tokens, I believe.
I think it's 10 enough.
And the circulating supply is already about 9.2 billion, about that. the left-hand side.
Right, yeah, 9.3.
9.3 billion. So in terms of why is that important? It's important that the circulating supply is close to the total supply, so you don't lose out with inflation. If you've got a coin that's got a 10% circulating supply, it means 9 times the number of tokens in circulation exist in the treasury. They will get released over time. They will dilute the value of your tokens. Why is that important? Because people are looking at all-time highs for the next bull run, which is in 4 years' time, and they are comparing apples with pears. Because 4 years ago, for example, 4 years ago, MATIC will have had 8.5 billion tokens in circulation. Now they've got 9.3 billion tokens in circulation. So to hit the same price, the actual market cap itself needs to be 10% higher. So if it hit 8 billion 4 years ago, it needs to hit nearly 9 billion this time round.
Yeah, it's like gold versus trust.
Yeah.
Like, gold's a tangible thing, which is a finite amount. Obviously, like in Africa, for example, they found this huge, I think it was Africa, they had found a huge deposit of it, which we talked about quite a while ago.
Which is more gold than is in existence.
Yeah. So obviously, they've got them sort of situations, but at the same time, it's still technically a finite resource.
Yeah. And it's a constant downward pressure on the market.
Yeah.
It's constant. That's why the halving for Bitcoin is so important. Not so much as the point of view of the amount of added inflation, but it's the sell pressure. It's halving the sell pressure from the miners, and over time, that sell pressure decreases. It'll decrease by 50% from April, May next year. That is a huge change, but that will take 6 to 12 months to filter through to the markets.
Yep.
So it's important that you do your study. So if you're looking at a coin and you think it's going to do a 10x, remember to look back, see what the circulating supply was in 2021, see what the circulating supply will be in 2025, and if they're close enough, you could expect a 2 or 3x or even 5x what your previous all-time high was. But if only 10% was circulating 4 years ago and 90% is circulating today, you're going to struggle to get back to that all-time high. Right, so you're going to do the TA now.
Yeah, I'm just going to talk about the points you've mentioned. I assume, because yellow lines, I assume these were like current and previous points.
The lines that I've drawn.
Yeah, of resistance support.
So what I've done is I've gone back over the last 3 or 4 years, and crypto follows patterns the same way stock markets. Everything follows patterns because it's a human created environment we live in, and we live in a world of patterns anyway. Subconsciously, consciously, we live in a world of patterns. And I've gone back to 2020 and 2021 and found the lines of resistance and support.
I want to go to day and week
for Polygon and MATIC. These are important because what used to be the line of resistance 2 or 3 years later becomes the line of support.
Right.
So there should be 3 lines on the Polygon, the MATIC graph, sorry, which go all the way back to, I believe, early 2021.
Hold on, there's a ad out the way. April. Yeah, so this current price right now. Hold on, let me delete these and draw raise.
Right.
I can actually see the price.
So I'll talk while you're doing that. So the issue is that there is a rule of thumb that some people follow where Bitcoin will retrace to its previous all-time high in the following bear market. So in the next bear market in 4 years' time, Bitcoin should retrace to about $69,000 because that was our previous all-time high in 2022. We retraced this bear market to the previous all-time high, albeit very shortly, but we retraced to it. So we followed the patterns of using previous resistance as support. In this instance with MATIC, and we're going to do the same thing with ADA as well, all of them have a history where we can go back and see what was this coin doing 4 years ago, what was its price, and that will show you pretty much the good resistance levels that you should be looking at in your charts. Nothing should be taken in isolation, of course. The macro environment can change. There could be a new conflict, or maybe conflict ends. I say this all the time. Jerome Powell could be dovish by the end of the year. All of these things affect the market to some extent in the short and medium term, but long-term patterns such as MATIC over the last 4 years, they will hold up over time. and they follow the same patterns. Over to you.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, so we're looking at the current supports now. We're at the point we've been at a couple of times before. You can see it's being kind of roughly at July 2021, being at May 2022, bouncing again, June. We bounced a couple of times off here in June 2023, and now currently we're kind of like sifting through this line. I have a trackpad right now, and we don't have enough USB ports to have a mouse or anything. So I'd love to draw, but I don't think I have the current functionality to be able to draw and kind of flow it. But we're currently seeing at the support level we've seen a couple of times before.
Yeah.
Looking ahead though, the supports, like you said, supports can turn to resistance levels in the future because they're kind of like walls which are always going to be there. And we can see that with the 94-cent one. We bounced off it. Hold on, let me kind of go here. So we kind of sat at it between May. Probably trying to retest because we came back up later in the May and then we failed and we came back down to this support level. Tried again, failed again. So that's currently the shorter term. The movement we're going to see of now is between 53 and 94. Quite a big defense. So this is daily as well. So this isn't just going to be within the next week. This is going to be a longer period thing.
$1 has always been a massive barrier for MATIC. Because it's, as well as having your fib levels, you've got your RSI, you've got your pointer controls. Pointer controls are a bit different, but the psychological barriers in people's heads are things like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 Bitcoin. For something like MATIC, it's $1. If you look at ADA, which we're going to go on to in a bit, there was a massive fight at $1. I remember it. There's also going to be a massive fight at 50 cents. You've got the technical charts, and then you've got the psychological charts. Now, most of the time, they match up. Like if you look at Bitcoin, so we've had a question, which we'll get onto after we finish this.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought we'd get
from Megson. We'll get onto that in a minute. But psychologically, for where we are now, we're sitting above 50 cents, aren't we?
Yeah, 54 currently.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, 50 cents will be a massive area of support psychologically. Dollar will be a massive area of resistance psychologically, and over time the fib levels, the points of control, they'll fall into line with that. We saw the same thing with Bitcoin at $30,000. We couldn't hold it. We went above it for a little bit, but we came back down. But the point of the matter is that when you look at graphs, don't just look at the graphs, don't look at the lines, don't look at the patterns, look at the psychological barriers in people's heads. Are people going to sell at 99 or 97 cents? You could say the same thing in a scenario where Bitcoin gets to $99,000. There'll be more sell pressure at $99,000 than there will be at $100,000 because people try and short the buy orders. And when I mean short, I don't mean short the market. I mean they want to get their sell orders in at 99,000 because they know that newcomers will set the price at 100,000. And MATIC is the same. There'll be a load of sell orders at 99 cents or 95 cents.
This is like perfect data to try and back up. I say so. About 88 cents. We can see so obviously when the value area high is when there's a very high or low of the maximum strength you see in the current time frame, which is a day. So this is quite a long term stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got the dotted lines, right? So we can see, and this is of recent. We can see it bounce twice between 2 days. Perfectly on this line, so I've circled it here on 88 cents, which is just about roughly where it's going to be, and we bounced directly off that from the last time. So between 94 and 88, this is it. But we're currently, so like I said, we were currently at 54. I said we'd sit within this range up until 94 cents, but it's quite. We've got a lot of time frames to take into account, but of shorter term in terms of these numbers, it would be 88 cents. Everyone has their value area highs,
value area
orders, whatever.
Okay, right. Well, that is what's that? About an 80% move up, 70% move up, like that. What would be the move? It's really difficult for you to do. You haven't got a mouse today.
65 to the sell orders, and about 76 to the next resistance.
There's a long way. There's a long move up. Sorry about that. I think that's just the battery. There's a long move up. So before we move on then, in answer to the question about Bitcoin, I've been saying $20,000 is on the cards now for about 4 weeks. if you listen to the people who really know what they're talking about, like Ben Cowan and maybe even the guy, I can't remember the name, that's got the ponytail, who's been predicting $10,000, Gareth Soloway. Gareth Soloway, Ben, they kind of got an agreement that we're going to go to $23,000. On the grand scheme of things, $23,000 is only 10% down from where we are now. It's a nothing burger of a drop that if we do hit it. And if we do hit that, we should retrace a lot higher than where we are now. This being range bound at the minute is not helping anybody. We're not gaining enough liquidity for a big push up. We're not gaining enough liquidity for a big push down. We're just kind of floating and going with the breeze. So we do need a move down to get the momentum to shoot up. So if we do come down to $22,000, I would expect us to get there by October, and then a move up towards the end of October, middle of November. I'm still sticking by 32,000 by the end of the year. I know Web3 Superstar, who's watching on YouTube, not watching on YouTube because he's not watching anywhere else, but he's watching us.
Leo, you know what, we need a chalkboard behind us.
We do. A chalkboard. But he's watching us. He's predicted the same thing, 32,000. Brogan's are thinking the same range as us anyway. So I think we're going to have some shorter term downside, and that will give you some buying opportunities for altcoins. So we're going to cover ADA. We'll go through that in a bit. We're going to look at another area of support for ADA if it loses 25 cents. But to answer your question, I think we're going to drop 10 to 20% over the next 6 weeks. If we don't, and we hold 25,000, great. But it's not going to give us that momentum to move up too high. Right, should we move on to the chat?
I just want to point out one thing, and look at the chat as well. So one Fran said, talking about patterns, you remind me of the movie Pi. I haven't watched that. I assume probably it's quite technical. So thank you for the compliment. Tariq said, always the perfect price to buy a MATIC from. So, I don't want to give it a direct, to the penny or to the cent. But, looking at the data we have now, in terms of we're at the support level right now, and going upwards being the resistance levels, we're the furthest away we're going to be from the next resistance level. So depending on if you want to be active in terms of if you want to hold it or not, we haven't looked at every single long-term price, but not financial advice. I never like saying confirms. I want to say if, buts, and maybes, and would, could, and should, not will. No, would, could, and should. Now could be a decent time.
What I would do, if I'm on the fence, so the reason it's difficult, right? A 50-cent MATIC is a steal because it's going to go to $1.50, maybe $2.50, maybe $3.50. So getting in now, you're going to see 300 to 500% return in the bull run, whatever happens. But if I'm on the fence as an alternative side of view, I agree with Brogan. 25-cent ADA or a 50% MATIC or a 50% XRP, they are amazing prices to buy. But let's say you have $100 to invest. You set No, I'm just saying.
That's what I did.
Brogan set up a test portfolio.
I'm doing a test, a personal test of $100 to $1,000. See how it goes.
So if you've got this $100 and you want to invest it in MATIC, what I would do is I would say, what's the worst case scenario for MATIC? While you're looking that up, what I would say is, let's say you would set a buy order at 51 cents, 48 cents, 45 cents, 41 cents, 39 cents, or whatever the fib levels show you between here and the absolute bottom. If you only fill half of those orders, it doesn't matter because you've got them at great prices. Then you can then go back and buy it at 55 cents, and your average cost might only be 48 cents. So now and over the next 3 months is an ideal price. What would you say the worst case scenario is for MATIC?
So I would say worst case, going off looking at when it's bounced off. When it's been its worst, it's bounced off still, 32
cents, right. Cents. So between 53 cents and 32 cents, create a set of buy orders based on the fib levels, or within the fib levels, between here and 32 cents.
Because that was roughly the price it was before it made the run up. When it fell to its lowest point ever, it came directly to 32 cents, just how it was before the run up. And we're nearing that in terms of the levels now. So if it does break this support, unfortunately enough, then So, but one thing I do want to point out is, so there's different, so you've got bearish and bullish divergence. So you've got the simple one, it does that or does that. But you've all got all these weird ones, like hidden and exaggerated. So I found a chart to actually show what I'm talking about. So looking at the RSI, it's a straight line here. But looking at the price, it goes down, right? If we look at the bearish, right? Yeah, bearish. No,
yeah.
Bullish. Wait, what fudge one? Let me make sure. I think because some charts all show it differently, but I think this is bearish.
Yeah.
Bearish. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Let me find the right. Let me find the right chart. This might be the right. I think it's the wrong chart.
Right. It's just to let you know, it's already 11:30.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna show this.
Let's move on. Because we've spent 3/4 of the show and we literally haven't got past the first point, and we have to be out of here in 45 minutes time. We don't have we've got to be out of here and sorted. Right now, I think this should we skip the chat about celebrities and do it again on Monday or Tuesday? Let's just do the TA and ADA and PEPE and try and catch up a bit. Let's do ADA. Now you did the graph for ADA.
Yeah, ADA's in terms of ADA versus PEPE, this is a lot more in depth. I've got multiple if I need.
Well, PEPE is more to do with what's about to go on. So ADA is another pick of mine for the bull run. And full disclosure, I hold tens of thousands of ADA because I think it's going to have a good run up. Even if ADA goes back to its $3 all-time high, that is still a, what's that, 12x, 11x from where we are now, something like that, 11 or 12x. So it's going to be a good return if it gets back there.
What always happens with you? You post like the TA Trading View app, you always post the one which is above. You put the MATIC one in the place of ADA. I was wondering, where's all my chart?
I just type ADA again.
I can, but I can't face it.
A bad workman always blames his tools.
No.
You're Hollywood. You don't need tools. You can just do this out of thin air. You are Neo.
Yeah.
So Cardano is a big pick for me. Why? Because it's a massive blockchain. It's solving real world problems. Charles doesn't care about price action. He doesn't care about hype. He cares about getting things done properly. It's taken an eternity to get the first lot of DeFi out. The NFT ecosystem is still growing. There's a lot of space for Cardano to grow. I don't think it's ever going to flip Bitcoin. I don't think it's ever going to flip Ethereum. But it's a solid blockchain that's going to be here in 5 years' time. The problem is, because it's not very exciting, it's not like MATIC, it has reasonably slow price action. As Brogan is going to show you, I don't think we've moved much in the last.
No, I'm going to get into all this. This is like a classroom session.
You've got 5 minutes.
Do both of them?
No, to do ADA.
Fine, no, more enough. So look, we're going to go 4 hour, 1 day. I don't know if I might have done a week one. We'll look. Maybe it's either a day or a week, but we'll talk about it. The 4 hour. So if you were just to look at the 4 hour, you might be very confused. Why is ADA? Why is it only going in this area? Why are we not falling down red? We'll talk about it in a minute. I'm just going to talk about the price points right now, so we can see it kind of like jumps between this line, especially over here. So the first, current resistance is this Fibonacci level of about 26 cents, and that's why we're jumping through. Next one up is 26.55 or 26, about 27 cents, 26 and a half. I'm probably not gonna go through. I'm not gonna go through all these top ones because it's it's opportunists trying to go. I'm just gonna put a really high sell order and ignore it. So I'm gonna ignore that. So we're going to stay within a small range of now.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? More interestingly, we're gonna go on to the day. I've only got 5 minutes. There's not really much to say about the 4 hour. I think it was only 3. I did. I think this is the day, so I'm gonna go to the day. I want to look at more of a longer term movement. Right, that's going to be the end of me. Bless God.
Free Lagar, we will answer your question at the end of the TA that Brogan's doing on ADA to do with your Bitcoin question.
Right.
Funnily enough, we spent about 15 minutes talking about this either last weekend or the weekend before. Right, you ready?
Right. So looking at the day, which should be a longer term movement, when we break out the red, which we should see hopefully at some point, we're not going to move too much to be able. We're not going to move. We're going to get into it in like 30 seconds. But we're not going to see much movement in the red range, so we should break out pretty easily of red. When we do, the next point or value area high point I see is directly on the next orange Fibonacci level, aka just 31 cents and a quarter. 31 and a quarter cents.
You know what? Because obviously I bought ADA, funnily enough, at 30 cents quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
And 30 and 40 cents for me, again, going back to the psychological thing, 40 cents is a big barrier, and I don't know why. 30 cents, it held at 30 cents for ages, and then it just caved in.
Well, so the next level, I do have to, on pretty much every graph, I always kind of have like 3 prices normally. But I'm not going to get into the 2 because those are really long range. And those are just opportunities or planners ahead trying to go, okay, I'm just going to say, is this really high number? Maybe a thought-provoking one, maybe an emotional one, or, like I said, like a barrier, emotional barrier. But I'm just going to point out this one, which is the next orange. So in terms of the day chart, which should be a more longer-term movement, we're gonna break red and bounce off the orange, and we're gonna stay within the orange range. So 31 cents to about 28 cents. So getting after all that, the interesting part, or why are we staying within this small range? Go to.
I think we need to buy another one of those connecty thingies. Make your life a lot easier. Just get your mouse.